Hey, I'm Corey, and this is Life Ends. So today I want to talk to you about the band Aara, and this is for their album Triade Ios, or Triade Ios. I'm not sure. They're from Switzerland, and I tried to translate some of this. I can't translate anything as far as the album name goes, so but as far as the name goes, it looks like it loosely translates to bringer of light. So they wrote this album, and apparently it's based on a Gothic novel called Melmoth the Wanderer, written by Charles Robert Maturin in the 19th century in Ireland. So, sorry, I got my cheat sheet. Yeah, this is like atmospheric black metal, but not like any atmospheric black metal I've ever heard. I can compare this to some bands, but that doesn't mean it sounds anything like those bands. Some of the parts are actually pretty upbeat and happy sounding, yet it maintains this kind of gothic feel too. Yeah, so let's see, this is their third album. It clocks in around 45 minutes, and there are some guitar parts in this that are just crazy earworms. I mean, like, the guitar alone is probably going to make this a year-end list album for me, like 100%. And then the drums sound, I mean, it says it says the album, or the band is done by two people. And on their Metal Archives page, it says that one person does all the lyrics and vocals, and the other person does all instruments. It says guitar, bass, synth, and it doesn't say drums. Obviously, there's drums. They sound really, really, really perfect. So I'm a little skeptical and think they might be. It might be a drum machine, it might be just somebody programming drums, but at the same time, the drums are doing some stuff. There's some tells that make me think this is an actual drummer. I mean, or this person just has an incredible knowledge of how to put together drum tracks as far as programming goes. I mean, like, I've got no complaints. If these drums are not real, I mean, whoever programmed this did a fantastic job. Like, it's amazing. But you know, I hope they're real. I guess it doesn't really matter if they're not, because I like this album no matter what. And I usually, I don't know, when I hear bands and I think the drum's not real, it does something. It detracts from the album somehow. But this one, man, I don't think it does. I don't think it does at all. And if this is an actual drummer on this, then, man, this guy must play in like 30 or 40 bands, because you know how drummers are. And when you say you play drums, every band wants you to play for them. So, man, as far as what the sound goes, like I said, it's atmospheric. It is atmospheric and a little bit gothic. It's almost anthemic in parts. I'll get to that. The first actual band comparisons that I have for it, I would say some of the music reminds me of Dawn, just parts of Dawn. This doesn't sound like Dawn, but there are some parts. This is atmospheric. You can sing the riffs. It's classical sounding. You know, it has a lot of the elements that Dawn had. As far as the vocals, I hear Mythotin, and that's not something I normally hear. Like, that's a band from my youth. Like, I love that band. And I don't listen to a lot of Viking metal or anything like that these days. But Mythotin was fantastic, and they just had these super high-pitched, grim vocals that they're just... maybe it was one of the first bands that I really loved that sounded like that, but there's just nothing that ever compares to it to me, and this does. This reminds me of Mythotin, just in the vocals. Now, there's anthemic parts too, as I mentioned. There's some parts that almost sound like punk rock anthems, like Oi, street punk kind of stuff. I mean, almost kind of the way that bands like Keller Tack would mix these really weird anthemic things into their music. They kind of have that. So, like, I just heard this record. I've listened to it a few times through. It doesn't come out for a few days. I believe it comes out on the 26th of this month. Man, this is gonna be a year-end album for me. I already feel it. Best track, second to last track, is called Das Wunder, and that's my favorite. That's just, it's so weird. It's so weird. It's like oddly upbeat and still sad. Like atmospheric black metal, kind of sad, kind of gothic, kind of upbeat parts, anthemic. And, you know, it's all based on some novel that I've never heard of, but now I'm going to have to look up. The whole album is currently streaming on the Black Metal Promotion YouTube, which they've been killing it. Like, as far as getting albums out to people early, I mean, this isn't out yet. I just found out about it through there. And that's how I've been listening to it. And I'm going to get this album because of that. So they're kind of killing it. If you haven't checked out the Black Metal Promotion YouTube, they post a lot of good stuff, and they've partnered up with the label that put this out, which I don't even think I mentioned. Devin Morty. I always say that so weird. Like every time I say it out loud, like in my head it comes through right, and then I'm like, wow, that sounds weird. Devin Morty Productions. I've said it in a couple other reviews too, and I'm like, Devin Morty. I don't know why I have a trouble saying that. Yeah, this is a great record. So yeah, favorite tracks. The second to the last track is the best. Other favorite tracks. The first two tracks I really love. I mean, obviously, put on the record, hear the first track. If it doesn't catch you, then it doesn't catch you. This caught me. This is amazing atmospheric black metal. I mean, this is like, I don't know. This is like, for me, the kind of atmospheric black metal that I like. This is about as good as it gets. And I'm not usually into super, I mean, they don't sound super happy, but they definitely are doing something that not a lot of bands are doing. It's not like so mournful, like sorrow. You know, it's not like that. It's kind of happy in a weird way. Just listen to it. Let me know what you think. This was something that I needed to hear. This was an album that I definitely needed to hear this year. Just something that doesn't bore me. And I've been getting a lot of that, and I'm really stoked. Anyhow, this was Aara with their album, or Aara with their album Triade Ios, or Triade Ios. Again, I'm not sure, but you should definitely check this out. I'm going to leave a whole bunch of links. It's up for pre-order, vinyl, different colors vinyl. There's a couple CD versions and a couple vinyl versions, and you should definitely get this. Support this band. I know it's available through the label, and it's available on their Bandcamp. Anyways, this is a pretty amazing album. Yeah, I'm Corey, and this is Life Ends.